I'll ask a Gen Z question.
Sure.
You never thought about work-life balance at that time, sir? Because
I think
no, I have to ask the question.
No.
The moment I entered, what about your work-life balance
No,
while you were
no.
having French fries, traveling on the bus, sleeping in dangerous places, making sacrifices for 15 years? All of you people listen, huh? Making sacrifices for 15 years. Nowadays, sir, after 1 week of joining Republic, some people tell us what is our work-life balance. So
No, I think that's a very valuable
I want you to
thing.
give me honest and straight reply
yeah,
because I know
yeah.
this is going to go viral.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You know, let me start with what one of my friends, who also was one of India's very successful corporate leaders, said, probably Arnab, you may remember, it was at the Economic Times CEO Awards 26 years ago. He was being interviewed like this. And I don't know which of the Jains or somebody was interviewing him. So he asked him the same question. What is your view on work-life balance? You know, that gentleman gave a brilliant answer. He said, sir, first we should all get a life, then we should worry about work-life balance. So he said the need of the country is to ensure that those of us who God has smiled on us would work hard, work in a disciplined manner, work smart, and create opportunity for those people who still do not have any jobs, so that they too can have a life. And then we can worry about work-life balance. You know, I mean, you know that, Arnab, you yourself must probably the most hardworking person here. Why? Because I haven't seen, that's what my father used to say, that's what my mother did, you know, from 6 a.m. in the morning, using, wood. Wood was what we used to use in our kitchen. There was no coal, nothing, no gas stove, nothing, wood. And sometimes that used to be wet. And I have seen my mother do that from 6 a.m. to night 10 p.m. in the kitchen. So my personal view is that I haven't seen anybody in the world who has achieved anything without hard work. Only because of what you have done, what your team has emulated, looking at you, you have this wonderful place. It would not have come by your talk. It only came because of what you did. That's why I often say performance leads to recognition, recognition leads to respect, and respect leads to power. Therefore, if India wants power, it has to perform. No words will satisfy.
What about, sorry to interrupt, sir, what about this argument that is being put, since I am right now putting myself as a global ambassador of Gen Z. So, they'll say, oh, Mr. Narayan Murthy, in your time, in Arnab's time, it's okay. We are the new mobile, trendy. We're a different kind of people. You don't even understand the words we use. So you may have had to work hard. It was your compulsion. It was the national situation. Unfortunate that wood was used there. By the way, my grandmother also used wood. I remember that. But we are different. You didn't need a work-life balance. Unfortunate. Too bad for you, Mr. Narayan Murthy. We want it. What would you say to them? Because you triggered a national debate, I don't know if you know. You said you went to work at 6 in the morning and worked there till 9 in the evening or something. And you said that you've done 70 plus hours a week for 40 years.
No, actually,
70?
Actually,
Yes,
no.
they all know what
No.
you said.
620.
Do you, Mr. Narayan Murthy,
Yeah.
the nation wants to know.
Yeah. You know,
Do you still stand? Do you still stand by the statement that triggered a national debate despite the backlash? Mr. Murthy.
being an engineer, I will use data and facts. I don't want to use perceptions, biases, and opinions. I don't want to use perceptions, biases, and opinions. I have spoken to a lot of politicians all over the world, developed world, developing world, etc. I have spoken to a lot of corporate leaders, Fortune 20 corporate leaders, Fortune 50, all of that. I have spoken to extremely well-known professor. I used to be on several top universities in the US and in India, of course, also. But one thing has come through, and that is no individual, no community, no country has ever come up without hard work. When I say hard work, not going to the office and sleeping there. When I say hard work, it means hard and smart work. Let me give you a few data points. I was speaking to one of the top 5 astrophysicists in the world. He has produced some 70 plus papers in Nature. I don't know in India if some people produce 4 or 5, it's considered to be a great. So I asked him, what is it that makes you achieve this? Is it because you are very bright? He said, look, people all around me are as smart as I am. There is no shortage of intelligence. However, what distinguishes me from those other people is that I have put in a lot more hard work. My family has fully cooperated with me in my doing this, and therefore I have achieved. For example, my belief is that our respected Prime Minister must be working 100 hours a week. I don't think he's working any less. Most of his cabinet colleagues must be working. Many of the bureaucrats would be working. I have spoken to top cricketers. They have also told me at the end of the day, it is practice, practice, practice. And that's hard work. So therefore, I believe that hard work is necessary for success of any individual, any community, any country. Now let me come to point 2. In China, there is a famous saying which is practiced even today. Last year, catamaran senior and mid-level staff went to China, and they went to tier 1 cities, tier 2 cities, and tier 3 cities. They stayed in tier 3 kind of hotels because we wanted to understand the real China. And there's a saying there, 996. You know what it means? 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, and that is 72 hours a week, friends. Now, if you look at Germany, when Germany was defeated in World War II by the Allies, the German Chancellor met with the corporate leaders and he said, look, It is our job to build a new Germany. And that requires all of us to work very hard. And he said, if you, the leaders of your corporations, work hard, and then people will start trusting your words. So everybody will work hard. And Germany rebuilt itself in a matter of 7 to 8 years. So my belief is that at this point of time, thanks to the extraordinary work done by our respected Prime Minister and his cabinet colleagues and various state chief ministers, we are at an important point of inflection. We have crossed Japan, gone to 4 trillion plus. As we saw in the thing, when the Prime Minister took over, we are 10th largest. Today we are the 4th largest. This is the time when we shouldn't give up. This is the time when we have toned our body, we have toned our mind to run this marathon and complete it. Therefore, it is the responsibility of every leader assembled here to create trust in their words amongst the youngsters and then say, we are all running a noble marathon. We are all supporting our Prime Minister. We all want to create an India of which posterity can be proud of. And this is the only way we can give lives to a large number of Indians who still don't have jobs.